Listen, right, Kim, but it's talk to y'all for a minute. You know, since it's just us, but Ish got some ish he needs to get up off his chest real quick. True story, real talk, real quick, 1 minute, but not really. How in the are all my bitches feeling? What's good? Also, my bitch. How y'all feeling? Yo. Is that nigga messing with y'all again? Is he messing with y'all? Okay, girl. How y'all feeling? Okay. I was waiting to see how y'all, if y'all good or if a nigga had to come through with his back. But ain't y'all know shit. No, you lad, you know I will knock a nigga out for my bitches was good. But anyway, how y'all feeling, bitches? So, listen, y'all already know this is my therapeutic space or whatever, and a bitch needs can't come into y'all today to let it free. Like a bird. But anyway, y'all. So, but bitch got a little like story time for y'all, right? Because y'all know random ish be running through my head or whatever, and earlier on my way, I was running some errands because y'all know, but bitch run errands. What I'm saying. Anyway, but bitch was running errands or whatever, and I got to thinking, right? Like, I've lived on my own since I was 18, kind of, if you include dorming, because I didn't dorm with anybody, and if you include, I basically lived on my own since I was 18. That's basically it. However, I did have relationships, only two relationships I've ever been in, where we lived in the same household or whatever. But basically, I've been living on my own since I was 18. And I've never had any type of break-ins or robberies or like any of that, like any of those types of things, really, except one particular time. However, it was, hold the line because we're gonna get into it, right? So, y'all know, since y'all my therapeutic space or whatever, I need to ask y'all a question. Or my rude ass girl, rude ass refrigerator, she played too much loud or whatever. Like, no ice is hooked up, girl. Y'all need to yell. Anyway, back to the story. So, I've never had any of those things happen, and I was wondering, like, do y'all believe people's energy or people's spirit or whatever you want to call it? Do you believe or think that their energy or vibe or spirit or whatever attracts harm or danger or whatever the case may be, or even the opposite? Do you basically, well, yeah, in this particular case, do you think somebody's energy, vibe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, attracts negativity, danger, issues, basically? Do y'all think that or no? Little light story time, right? So, about, I give it a good 5-6 years ago or whatever. I was with my last ex. Everybody know, I'm just going Captain Crazy. Okay, that's all we call it. Captain Mother Crazy. Because bitches, this nigga. Stories for decades, and we only dated 2 years. The stories for decades, because it was literally something almost every single day. Girl. Anyway, that's beside the point. Back to the story. So, about 5-6 years ago or whatever, I was dating my last ex for story purposes, because y'all know I don't give names or whatever, but I don't say this nigga name either, because but however, I was basically dating Captain Crazy or whatever, and bitches. One day we had come home and we were coming. I forgot whatever the fuck we were doing or whatever. But we were coming home, and it was night. But we were arguing on the way home, and even going into our little apartment or whatever. And we went upstairs. We went up because the way our apartment was, we went up the first level of stairs or whatever, and our apartment was on the first level or whatever. It was a quadplex, I think that's what they call it. It was 4 of them, and we went into the house. However, we Captain Crazy had to do his load of laundry or whatever, so we kept one bucket in the living room, in the like closet in the living room / hallway little area, and then we kept another one in the back two. Well, we kept 2 of them in the back 2 rooms. However, this particular one was in the front closet or whatever. This particular basket that Captain Crazy was going to wash was in the front closet or whatever. Now, we got in the house or whatever, and we arguing. Still arguing. I forgot what the whole argument was about, but it was about, so probably he always, because the nigga always thought I was cheating. Mind you, I ain't never cheat a day in my life, because I don't want, it's not my thing. Like, even though I don't consider cheating messing around with somebody else if you don't tell your spouse, or doing something behind your spouse's back and you don't tell them. Like, that's what I basically consider cheating. But still, I've never even done that. I don't. If you my spouse, then I think of you as basically my left to my right hand or right to my left hand or whatever. Like, I don't need to cheat. But anyway, this nigga always constantly thought I was cheating on him or whatever. But that's beside the point. So it's probably about that, but don't quote me on it, because I honestly cannot remember what it was about. Because we argue literally almost every single day, several times a day. True story. So, to the story. So, Captain Crazy grabs the bucket or whatever, the dirty laundry out the little closet or whatever. And for protection, I always kept like a little stick, just in case, maybe real shit popped off. IDK, to be honest. Like, I just always kept a little stick by, there was a closet right here. Well, it was a closet from the walk-in spot right here, and where we hung our keys right across from it. And then right over here was the whole section. It was a modular couch. That thing was ginormous. It literally took up the whole entire living room. That's a side point. And right behind the little modular couch or whatever, I kept a little stick. Just in case something ever popped up. I ain't never think I was really going to have to use it. But honestly, he was the one that talked me into it. But I had never had anything ever happen to me. And I have lived on my own, like I said, since I was 18. And at this time, this was just a few years ago. So definitely when I'm 18, just a few years ago. So he grabbed the bucket or whatever. He go downstairs. Baby, we still arguing while he going downstairs. I'm like, nigga, fuck you. He like, bitch, fuck you. Like, we going at it. So I take off my shoes at the door, put my slippers on, get to walk into the back or whatever. And no, that's a lie. I put my slippers on and go hang up my stuff in the closet, in the front closet, after he take his shit up out the front closet, go into the kitchen, wash my hands or whatever, and wash my hands. Oh, that's what we were grocery shopping. That's what it was. So, and I went into the kitchen, washed my hands, started putting up the groceries or whatever. And all of a sudden, like, we had stopped arguing really, because he had went into the basement, but you could still hear, like, if you wanted to, since we lived on the first floor, if you wanted to have like a conversation with whoever from the basement, you could from our place, because you could just hear them, like hear the other person or whatever. So I'm in the kitchen taking shit up off the bags, putting stuff up or whatever, and all of a sudden I hear, "Hey, stop it! Where are you going?" I'm like, I know this bitch ain't talking to me. I'm trying to sound a bit. You already know. Don't do it. That was my first thought, because he was like, "Hey, stop!" And he got real aggressive. And his punk. I should play some voice messages for you, because we've been broke up for about 5-6 years now or whatever. And this nigga still calling, recording. This motherfucker sent a whole private eye person, whatever the fuck. That's why I call this bitch Captain Crazy, because this girl. Anyway, back to the story. So I hear Captain Crazy say, "Stop! No! Where you going?" So my first thought was like, oh, this nigga still want to argue. And he got extra bass in his voice, like he is really trying to press me now. Like, you already know. He already know what it gave. Like, I know he ain't trying to put some extra bass in his voice. Think he about to come at me sideways, but it's hold the line, push pause, rewind, and catch yourself. That was my first thought. Like, he done lost his damn mind. However, when he was like, when I heard, where are you going? What are you doing here? Hey, get, I was like, what the fuck is going on? But it's just, when I tell you, I grabbed that stick, it wouldn't come from behind the couch. I opened up the front door, and I got to run it. Now, it's literally 4 stairs. So I jumped down the stairs or whatever. And at the bottom of the first door that you come in to get into our apartments, there was a brick there for when, you know, to hold the door open. If you had like a whole bunch of groceries or whatever, you could hold the door open, bring groceries in or whatever. So it was a brick there. And Captain Crazy runs from the basement. And because it was one side of the basement was like a storage side and the other side was the laundry side. And he comes running from the laundry side and he was like, somebody stole our stuff out the storage space. I'm like, what? He's like, he ran up the stairs out the back. But when I tell you, I'm in my flip flops too. Changed to my house slippers. I do flip flop thingamajigs. But it's just, I got to running with this gray brick in my hand because I couldn't get that stick from behind the couch. I'll tell y'all about that later. I couldn't get the stick from behind the couch, but anyway, back to the story. Stay focused, Adam. So I grabbed that brick, and I see this motherfucker with a black hoodie on and some saggy-ass, like, blue pants or black pants or whatever, sprinting. This motherfucker is sprinting now. I'm a big body bitch. How and ever a bitch got hips for a motherfucking... I ain't no slow motherfucker. I'm a big body bitch, but... a bitch and I ran some dogs, okay? True story. You better ask my brother, sister, and them. No, I don't talk to them like that, but you can ask me. They done seen it before. But however, I'm back to the story. So I'm sitting there running. I got that brick and I'm up, baby. I'm up. I'm going. Shit. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker ain't about to steal nothing about my storage spot, even though I ain't really keeping the ish down there. However, we're in a relationship. At the time, we were engaged, actually. And what's his, mine was mine, it's his. That's how we always like looked at it or whatever. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, you ain't about to steal. Now, he ain't tell me he ain't grab anything, but in my mind, he did. So I'm sprinting. I'm catching up. I'm like, shit, I'm in these flip-flops, baby. I slip about the flip-flops, but I'm still going. However, I don't really do bare feet on any surface, unless I'm in the shower or in the pool or in the jacuzzi. That's it. I don't do them on in the house, outside the house, no. So finally, when it finally caught in my mind, like, bitch, you barefoot on this sidewalk, I know you fucking land. And I felt myself, like, cause this nigga was fired up too. He was fired up, but I was gaining on him too. I'm a big bodied hoe, but titties flopping in the wind and everything, baby. Catching up to this nigga, cause I'm like, you're not stealing. No, and I had that brick and I was ready. So once I realized that my feet were bare or whatever, I was like, fuck it, I'll do that damn brick. It didn't catch him or anything, but in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna get you. But it didn't catch him. However, I was like, bitch, breathing on hard and everything. No, I was breathing on hard then and now. However, I threw that brick. Bitch, that shit shattered everywhere. And I got back to the house. I was like, what'd he say? What'd he say? He's like, he ain't take nothing. I'm like, nigga, you got me sprinting down this shit barefoot, basically, and this nigga ain't steal nothing? Girl, kill yourself. Like, for real. However, excuse me, y'all, when I tell you these things, they good at yourself. True story, but I don't really do carbonation or whatever, but however, thanks. Girl, talk to you about it later. Anyway, when things finally settled down or whatever, we in the living room talking, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, we talking about the whole situation, me and Captain Crazy, talking about the whole situation, and I'm like, that ain't never, I mean, knock on wood, granted, or whatever, but that ish ain't never happened to me, ever. And I've been a black single motherfucker all my life, just about, basically. And that ish ain't never happened to me since I've lived on my own. However, the moment I start dating your crazy ass, okay, this ish happened. Niggas get to robbing people and ish. Like, what the? Like, that don't make any. And it wasn't even really anything down there to rob. Like, I believe it was a used air conditioning we had down there. And my fault, my allergies acting up. My apologies, y'all. However, back to the story. So I was like a air conditioning down there. Oh, and a Nintendo 64. I think exactly a Nintendo 64. Like, who? I don't even play video games, but I know Nintendo 64s aren't not my business. Anyway, so it's like, what is there to steal? Like, why are you? It's not clicking. So I thought about it, like, all this crazy-ish, because there's a whole list of crazy-ish that didn't happen while dealing with Captain Crazy bitch ass. But anyway, at that time, like, nothing like that had ever happened to me while living on my own, or even living with my first ex in PA. It's like, so what type of energy you bring in? Legit. So that's why I came to my bitches today wondering, do y'all believe in that ish? Do you believe people's energy or spirit or vibrations or whatever attracts other energy, like certain other types of energy, basically negative energy? Or is that just a me thing? Let a bitch know. I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Bitch, hey, listen, y'all up, get up. Hey, listen. Listen, it's about 10 motherfuckers outside right now. They surrounded my house, okay? And they said they gonna whoop my ass. They gonna whoop my ass if none of my bitches hit like and subscribe on the thing somewhere. And I got about 2 of them. I can get about 2 of them, okay? But that leave 8. And I don't want to have to do it, but I'm gonna go out there and get my ass whooped if you don't do it but at your favor. So do it but at your favor and click like, click subscribe, and maybe I can see y'all next week without no black hides or whatever. Love y'all.